So my missing notebook inside of Madden versus the night before my dreams, my missing notes, and then my missing notes from inside of Weiss in the second bed location versus my missing notes versus the second half of the rise of the morning and the second half of the night versus my missing notes inside of Des Plaines versus whatever return to the hospital on Pentecost Sunday right now that could relate to whatever hospitals in between then and whatever states I was in a different place before people try to use my social security number to steal my identity. At a certain time, the people from Madden Hospital sent me to the psychiatric center before I went to the Mexican church, but 2007 Brookfield was before I was in Des Plaines after 2017, after the Mexican church, and the New Year's in a different time frame. So at what point was my notes inside of the second bed have to do with the guy who came in, the kept doing guys who came in the EMT before the stuff inside of the bed cart versus the stuff inside of the Des Plaines map at a certain time before whatever in Crossroads, all the units versus all three hospitals, and then inside this unit versus all the rooms that I was in after Des Plaines and White's Hospital combined versus whatever 2015 was before Methodist Hospital when it could get to a certain point where like I'm a young guy, so I only know people who are supposed to be young with me. I can't just jump into a Martin Luther King position. I have to, lay low with my age level because people will think I'm 50 because people bulge my head, but really I'm just in my 30s. I started my 30s after I was 19 in 2011 before 2019. So in 2010 I was 19. So at what point did I write stuff in the hospital before the lady didn't give me my bag when I left? She said, "Oh, I don't know what you're talking about, and there's nothing I could do because these people will be a certain level. They'll try to say, oh, I'm a bad animal, but only time people can be a bad animal if they can show respect to a tribe that they claim they can access. That's what any bum can say. I don't care. I'm gonna link with bums to be free. But at what point was there also a Methodist hospital real nigga? You see? So sometimes people could have put me in the hospital. I didn't even want to fight with Crib, but that's how it goes, you see? So we had to link together because, eventually I can't be with Mexican chunky niggas who want to be tough because it should be a certain way when people get to a certain level. They'll be like, eee. So, sometimes we had to take the fall, but it's like, what if that was a Mexican in Methodist hospital and then at that time I got hit with a car in 2017, you see, so it got kind of dangerous. People were getting killed in 2015, so it's like there was already no way out before they called the police on me at a certain time. And they got offended because they wanted to tell people that they were a gangster or they wanted to be seen for a light that I didn't see them in, you see. So eventually people will be low level and they would be harassing me when in reality they would say when all the time I was locked up, I should have been in the one in a decent position because it's just that they want to identity theft me and say that nobody can know because nobody saved me at the time when I had to build things myself. So there was also hour by hour before I was transferred to this planes, and then there was the notebook on the ride back, and then all my videos never mention one idea of going back to when they called the police on me at Des Plaines before the boy came in, and he said, "Oh, it's going to be the same thing over," because they got offended. So at what point did people start saying it was Jesus speaking to them off of things that I built in my life? Because people claimed that nobody existed at a certain time when God gave me a revelation, but they said it's the day of Pentecost today, and nobody can see what God is about to do. So eventually, the day of Pentecost this year is on the 28th. I'm not sure if it's all that's in 2019, and that will be 3 years when it started, Easter, and then 2020 it will be Passover. 2022 it will be Resurrection Sunday, and then 2023 would be Pentecost, and all formations of those years. So it doesn't really matter what was in my notebook. If God has the final say, it doesn't really matter. There was people with diseases, there was people with sicknesses in this plains. Every part versus whatever IOP, whatever Malcolm X Square down there. But I was already at Weiss in 2017 after Kentucky, when the threshold president before 10, 15 Heartland visits before the end of Des Plaines in the Madden, when there was different people showing up at different times before the last 5 weeks after Des Plaines, and all my orders that are yet to come. When I ordered in my second SD card from Temu, I ordered a charger, I ordered a hard drive enclosure, I got a Best Buy uh, payment, and that could be all with the internet and things. That